Well, students, good afternoon to all of you. So, guys, in today's lecture, we will discuss about revision exam preparation class. Okay, as the topic is displayed on the slide, today is a revisions or exam preparation class. Okay, so I'll discuss about the by taking example of a last year paper one of B.Ed, philosophical perspective in educations. I'll tell you okay how you have to proceed. Okay, along with in this lecture I will tell you the instructions given by the university which you have to follow, right guys? So I start with my first slide. First of all, we discuss about the date sheet. Okay, in fact I have already told you, but tomorrow you have to appear for the exam, so just go through that. Your first exam is going to start on 17th, right guys? The paper one is philosophical perspective in education, right? And time would be allotted for 3 hours. Timing is 2 to 5:30. 2 to 4:30 is for your writing the paper, and 4:30 to 1:30 you have to make the PDF. You have to, first of all, you have to scan, you have to make a PDF, and you have to send on a particular email ID of your respective colleges, right? This is about the date sheet. Paper 1 on 17, paper 2 is on 22nd, paper 3rd teaching learning process is on date 24, and paper 6 is on 26, or paper 7 is on 28, right? So here 4th and 5th paper, which is your teaching papers. Okay, these all papers are starting from March, right? So in the next slide, all your teaching papers are mentioned, right guys? On second, you can see that paper 4 and 5. Third, teaching of Punjabi. Okay, 4th of March you have to appear for teaching of Hindi, those who have taken this kind of subjects combination. Okay, and 5th ko teaching of English. So guys, many students are asking, sir, which is our 4th paper, which is our 5th paper? Okay, so you don't have to go. Actually, teaching papers are your 4th and 5th paper. Okay, for example, those who have taken SST and English, right? So see the date sheet. In a date sheet on 2nd March, your paper is teaching of SST. So on that day you have to appear for teaching of SST, right? And English is on 5th March. You have to appear on the 5th March for a English paper, right? So whatever was written on the paper, okay, I'll show you in the coming slide also. Okay, so you have to mention in your answer sheet. Okay, if it is written paper 4, you have to write paper 4. If it is written paper 5, you have to write paper 5. If in both papers, in both teaching papers, it was written 4th and 5th, you have to write 4th and 5th, right? So, but just see your date sheet. According to your date sheet, you have to appear for your teaching exams, right, guys? So it is starting from 2nd of March, and teaching exams are starting from 11th of March, right, guys? 11th ko aapka, this is the last exam, teaching of computer science, for those who have taken this. And remember, this paper is for your 1.5 hour, right, guys? So already you know that what is the time is 2 to 5:30, right? In 2 to 5:30, 2 to 4:30 is for your written paper, and 4:30 to 5:30 you have to scan, make PDF, and sending mail. But in your teaching papers, and I go one slide back, the paper 6 and paper 7. Paper 6 is library resources and art in education and experiential learning, is for 1.5 hour. Okay, so on that day you will get the time 2 to 5:30, 2 to 3:30, right, guys? So you can note down on your register, 2 to 3:30 is 1.5 hour is allotted for your paper 6, paper 7, or teaching subjects paper 4 and 5, right, guys? So in a simple word, I just want to say you, in a B.Ed first semester, you have 7 paper, right? First 3 paper, you will, get the time 2 to 5:30, right? First paper, second paper, and third paper, right? Paper 4, paper 5th, paper 6 or paper 7. Rest of your 4 papers you have to attempt the paper in 1.5 hour, right? Lekin usme bhi, right, you will get a 1 hour for making a PDF, scanning and sending by mail, right? So on that day, when your paper, the time is allotted 1.5 hour, you will get the time 2 to 3:30 for getting the paper and 3:30 to 4:30 for making scanning and PDF, right guys? So you will understood, don't worry, right guys? So next we talk about the, Prinka ma'am, can you mute yourself? So we talk about the important instructions regarding the online exams. Okay, already I have, told you some days before, but tomorrow you have to appear, so you have to keep in your mind, once again. First of all, your exams are starting from 17th, right? Tomorrow. Today is the 16th, right? 17th. The mode of the paper online blended mode, you know that. Timing is 2 to 5:30, right guys? So I move, swiftly because we have already discussed, this slide, 2 days before also. So 2 to 5:30, 2 to 5:30 is divided into the 2 part, right? So first 2 to 4:30, you have to, yani ki 2.5 hour, you will get the 2.5 hour for writing your paper, right guys? And 4:30 to 5:30, you have to scan, making PDF and send on a particular email ID of your respective college, right guys? And you are aware that you have to touch with the university website time to time, okay? And on the day of exams, you will you have to download the paper from the university website, or okay, please see, right, whole of the line, or you will get the paper in your email or on your WhatsApp number by the college and department. So you don't have to worry about the paper from where you have to download and others. On the day of exams, you will get your paper in your email ID or in your WhatsApp number, right guys? Okay, then I move, forward regarding the answer sheets. I hope, you have got the answer sheet, okay? Different colleges where you have taken the exam, taken the admissions, they have sent you the answer sheet, A4 answer size sheet hai. Now you can take the printout of A4 answer sheet of 16 pages, okay? Some colleges have sent you a 20 pages, some has 16, but we have to follow the instructions given by the Punjabi University Patiala, right guys? So according to the instruction, on an answer sheet, we have to write paper up to 16. So I request to all of you, don't stretch, don't expand your paper, okay? You have to finish in 16, right? 16 pages may you have to finish, and on a single side. One paper has a 2 side, left side and right side, okay? But you have to write on a single side. Means you have to fill the 16 pages on a single side, right? Number second is, on a first page of answer sheet, you have to write university roll number, okay? I hope you have got the admit card also by the college, right? You have to write the name of the paper. What is your name of the paper? Philosophical perspective in education. Tomorrow's your paper is now paper 1, philosophical perspective in education. Paper code, guys, it was written on the question paper, right? For example, 9731 kind of, okay? I open a one paper and I will show you, right? Last year paper I open, then I show you, okay? Don't worry, just, keep the instruction in your mind. You have to write the data also. And signature on every page. You have to write signature on every page, okay? Right? Even this practice you can do beforehand also. Okay, no worry guys, okay? But when you write your paper, when you finish the 16 pages, so on the last sheet, you have to give declaration or consent, okay? This is the simple, it is a one-line consent, okay? Just you can say that this paper is written by me, right? And you have to sign it, okay? For example, you finish your paper on the 12 pages, for example. On the 12th page, you have to write a declaration or oblique consent. And नीचे आपने क्या लिखना है? This paper is written by me, right? I hereby, I give the consent, I declare that, okay, this paper is written by me, and you have to sign and you have to date, right? ये भी आपका क्लियर हो गया, बिकॉज मेनी स्टूडेंट्स आर आस्किंग डिक्लेरेशंस कैसे लिखनी है, कंसेंट कैसे लिखनी है ना? तो यू हैव गॉट टू नो दैट, ओके, हाउ यू हैव टू राइट द कंसेंट, राइट? नाउ व्हाट विल हैपन, ओके, अब नाउ यू नो मेनी स्टूडेंट वर आस्किंग कि भाई जो हमारा रोल नंबर है, एडमिट कार्ड है, व्हाट वी हैव टू डू? तो गाइस, ऑन ए फर्स्ट पेज you have to scan your admit card, then you have to scan your all the 16 pages or answer sheet of a 16 pages. Okay, first page should be your admit card. Got it? Okay, next we talk about the question paper. Okay, how the questions paper would come. Okay, so guys, 9 questions would come for tomorrow's exam. Okay, university has sent that, university has given in the instruction, out of a 9 paper, 9 questions, you have to attempt 50%. 50% means 4.5. You have to ignore 0.5 and you have to attempt 4 questions. Okay. But many students were asking in my comment in my last video, okay, sir, whether we have to do the section C. Section C में short answers हैं, है ना? You are aware that, है ना? 10 short answers हैं. So whether we have to attempt, and you know, last year paper it was written compulsory. Okay. So don't worry, right guys? Here I open a last year paper, okay, then I explain you, है ना? So that concept would be clear to you, है ना? Completely, right? So 9 questions में you have to attempt 4 questions, and if the 5 questions would come, you have to attempt 2 questions. Okay. अब आप बताओ, tell me, okay, 9 questions would come in paper 1, paper 2 and paper 3, right? Rest of your paper, paper 4, paper 5, paper 6 or paper 7, okay, only 5 questions would come, right? And time was 1.5 hours, and out of a 5 questions you have to attempt only 2 questions, right guys? This is a time allotted, Hana, you know that 2 to 5:30 is divided into the 2 part, Hana. This slide I have explained, Hana. This thing I have explained, you know, 3-4 days back, Hana, right? 2 to 4:30 for writing answer sheet, 4:30 to 5:30 making scans, scanning, making PDF and mailing to a respective college, right? So don't late by 5:30. Again, I advise to all of you, stop writing on 4:30, right? Because tomorrow is your first paper, okay? Don't take the risk कि I will write up to the 5 o'clock, right? But what sometimes happens, you are writing on the 5 o'clock, है ना? So you have only half hour, right? In a half hour, sometimes you are not scanning properly, है ना? There would be a lot of chaos and other things, okay? So first time, stop 4:30. When you will come to know, okay, yeah, you have come to know the procedure. So don't worry, next paper, you can, you know, stretch your time also, but try to finish between a, you know, 2.5 hours, because 2.5 hours is a, you know, lot of time, right? You have to write only 16 pages, right? So you have to write a 4 question. So make the, you know, 4 sheet for a 1 answer, right? Fill the 4 sheet for a 1 answer. So you have to write a 4 answer, to 4 into 4, 16, right guys? Okay. Next, we discuss about the last year paper, okay? And you know, I open a, you know, answer sheet. So please, can you mute yourself, you know, all of you, because there is a lot of disturbances coming, okay? So this is your last year paper, guys, okay? See this paper, you know, tomorrow you will get, you know, such kind of a paper, okay? Not this paper, you know, paper would be different, okay? But we can take the example of that, है ना? You know, such kind of a paper is coming, so what we have to write, right? So first we see the paper, yani section A, and this is a section B, huh? Right? This is the paper, na, Hana? You know that, right? Okay, so in a 2 slides, you know, I have made a paper, okay? So, you know, after, you know, discussing this, I'll show you the last year paper of PDF file. So first we discuss this paper, Hana? You have seen, right? So first of all, अब you know, many students were asking, sir, what would be the code, है ना? मेरे comment में, मेरे videos में आ रहा था, नीचे comment में डाल रहे थे. So guys, this is your code, okay? C on the top, PC 9104 divided by N, right? This is your paper code, right? Clear? Paper code, okay? Okay, there was one more column. What is the name of paper, right? So name of paper is Philosophical Perspective in Education. Clear हो गया? Name of the paper, paper code is clear, name of the paper is clear, right? Then there is a one column university roll number. You know that, है ना? Admit card में से you can see from the admit card and you can write over there. Okay, Neha ma'am, can you can you mute and can you yes, audio video? Okay, thank you so much, Neha ma'am. Later on you can discuss with me, don't worry. Okay, just let me explain to all of you now, right? So paper code you have understood, PC 9104. Okay guys, second is the name of the paper, philosophical perspective in education, है ना? The name of paper आपका first. University roll number है, there is a one column, you have to write university roll number, and it is written in words, so you have to write your roll number in words, right? So this is a simple one. And total number of pages you have filled. Suppose you have filled 12 or 13, so you have to write 12 or 13. Anna? Suppose you have filled 16, so you have to write 16 pages on the top of the paper, right? You have seen your answer sheet. On the first page, some instruction is given, na? 7 or 8 points, I think it is given. Okay. After the slide, I open the, answer sheet also. I have downloaded the answer sheet. Okay. So just to, clear you that each and every procedure, right guys? So now we talk about our paper. Okay. So paper may, first of all, what is written in the note? Okay. To, learn what is written in the note. Attempt 2 questions, each from section A and B, carrying 10 marks each, and the entire section C consisting of 10 short answer type questions carrying 3 marks each. Means paper is telling you, okay, this is a section A, 4 questions would come and you have to attempt 2. This is a section B, you have to attempt 2 questions, and section C is a compulsory. You have to attempt all the 10 questions, according to the paper. But guys, you have to remove, you have to avoid these instructions which was written on the question paper. Okay. Now this, your paper is going on online examination. According to the online examination, Punjabi University Patiala has said that you have to ignore the instruction, you have to follow the instruction which was given with the date sheet by the Punjabi University Patiala, right? So what is a new instruction? First of all, you have to ignore these all the notes. Okay, you have to ignore, this one, section C, compulsory questions. Okay, only according to the new instruction, what you have to do, what is new instruction is saying, this is the new instruction, right? Right? Kya hai? What is the new instruction? Okay, C number 2.9 questions come, you have to solve 4 questions of your choice. Okay, this is a new instruction, right? So now I go for the paper. So according to the instructions, even you can attempt all the 4 questions from section A. There is a one possibility, right? Second possibility, you can attempt 4 questions from section B. This is a second possibility. Okay, leave the section A because you have to attempt only 4 questions, right guys? Third possibility kya hogi beta? The third possibility would be attempt 2 questions from section A and 2 questions from section B. This is a third possibility. What would be the fourth possibility? You can attempt 3 questions from section A and 1 question from section B, and vice versa. Either you can attempt 3 questions from section B and 1 question from section A, right? So ultimately we conclude this, matlab you have to attempt 4 questions of your choice. Okay, whatever the questions you feel it is easy, you have to attempt 4 questions irrespective of or ignoring or avoiding that what is written on the question paper. Clear ho gaya na aapko? theek hai? Okay, next we talk about, many students was saying ki sir, whether we have to attempt section C or not. So guys, yahan pe understand karo ki section C is actually your 9th question. Okay, and if you try to solve section C, so then what would happen? You have to solve all the 10 questions, all the 10 short questions. all the 10 short questions under the section C, under the 9th point, makes one long question. Okay, so I advise to you, even you can think by yourself, is that okay, ignore the 9th question. Okay, so aapne, you have to ignore the 9th question. Similarly, you have to see the 4 questions from section A and see the 4 questions from section B. So out of a 8 question, whatever you think that this is a easy for you, attempt only 4 question, right? Means one possibility is that you can ignore the section C. Okay, if you are attempting a section C, so don't think that कि मैंने 5 छोटे questions मैंने attempt कर लिए, right? And if you leave 5 short questions, so that means you have attempted the half part of that. So all the 10 questions, that makes a one long question. Okay, this is the reason it makes the 9 question. So it is a better advice, leave the section C. Okay, out of a section A and B, attempt only 4 questions, right guys? Okay, so अब मुझे कुछ और आ रहे थे कमेंट मेरे वीडियोस में, right? Student were asking, sir, if this type of a questions would come, to what we have to write, है ना? If this questions would come, to what we have to write. So guys, it would be better we discuss this last year paper, right? So should I start to discuss the last year paper? Okay, हम start करते हैं. What is the first question? Describe nature and scope of philosophy. Okay, so I have given in my videos. Okay, you can see my last videos. I have explained each and everything, and even PDF file I have sent to you. So for example, you attempt to describe nature and scope of philosophy. So here you have to tell about, first of all, you have to tell about the philosophy. What is a philosophy? Okay, you can write that philosophy is derived from the 2 words philos and sophia. Okay, the meaning of a philosophy is a love, and sophia means wisdom. Now the meaning of philosophy is love of wisdom, right? Philosophy, like all other sciences, okay, it also gives the knowledge. Okay, you can give the definitions of a philosophy over there. Okay guys, then you can explain, you have to make heading of nature of philosophy. You have to explain nature of philosophy. Okay, of 1 page. 1 page you can explain the scope of the philosophy, right? 1 or 1.5 page. But remember, the last 4th page, okay, you have to keep or leave 4 or 5 lines to writing your conclusions, because I have told you that now in every questions, in every answer, whenever you have to write, but in 4 or 5 lines you can conclude that. You have to give the summary, you have to give the conclusion, what you have written above 3.5 pages. Okay, so conclusion is must. Guys, always remember, right? Writing a paper is also an art. Okay, you cannot say that if one student knows each and everything of paper 1, and he will get a or she will get a very good score of that other person's, if other person's having the 50% preparation, but he knows that how to attempt the paper, right? So attempting the paper is an also art. So read carefully what the question is saying, right? Actually your syllabus is not too much, it is a very simple syllabus. Okay, now the examiner has to make the question, right? Examiner basically confuses you. Okay, you have learned something else, it has written in the paper. Okay, you confuse that, right? Because you didn't learn completely what is the meaning of that. See the first question, describe nature and scope of philosophy. So it means that it is of a 10-mark question, right? So what you have to do, at least half page you explain about philosophy. Philosophy is this, right? Then you have to make heading nature of philosophy. You explain all the nature of philosophy, right? Philosophy, it is a necessary for the teachers to know that, right? Philosophy, if the teachers knows about the philosophy, right, so he can teach well, right? All the all the nature characteristics of a philosophy basically. nature or characteristics क्या है philosophy का, right? Philosophy is basically a theory. Along with that, you can explain some about the education, है ना? Philosophy and educations are, related. It is a very, close relationship between philosophy and education. It is also in nature of philosophy, right? Education is the dynamic part of the philosophy, right? Philosophy is the theory, right? So whatever the wonders you are looking the ponds, rivers, stars, these are all, gives the birth of the philosophy, right, guys? Why the philosophy is in your beard uh, beard syllabus? Why? The answer is that, guys, a teacher should be a philosopher. If the teacher is not a good philosopher, he cannot teach well, right? Because there is a very important nature or characteristics of a philosophy is that philosophy gives respect of every point of view. Then, explain whatever, a teacher has in the mind. If you are not a philosopher, if you don't know about the philosophy, right, you cannot teach to the class of a 30 students, because 30 students have the different kind of a philosophy, right? You will get confused. Anna, you will say that they are not understanding my point of view. Okay, actually, student, there is a no mistake of the student, mistake of the teacher, because teacher is not aware of the philosophy, right? So you have to define about the nature, then scope of the philosophy, and last you have to write conclusions, right, guys? So this is the paper one, the question one. Second question, right? If such type of a questions come or related the questions come, explain main features of relationship between philosophy and education, right? So here similarly you can, in these questions you have to see, examiner is asking about philosophy, about the philosophy, examiner is asking about the education, but in a larger way he is asking about what is the relationship between education and philosophy, right? In this question, if you write the answer, if you start with the definition of the Ross, philosophy and education are the two sides of the same coin. One is implemented by the other, right? So what, first thing, goes in the mind of the examiner, if this student knows each and everything about the philosophy, right? So here in these questions, you have to talk about philosophy, little bit you have to explain about education, then you can make the heading, what is the relationship between education and philosophy? Okay, you can make many points, 15 points, 20 points of philosophy and education in a writing way. And end May, what you have to do, you have to conclude that in a 4 or 5 lines. This is the way of attempting the paper. Okay, actually what happens, you know the answers and you write that, but you don't get a good marks, you don't get a full marks 10. What is the reason? Because you don't know what is the art of writing the paper. Okay, you have to go according to the question is asking about education, philosophy, the relationship of it, make the heading, you can underline with the pencil. Okay, and conclusion is must. Conclusions may what you have to give in the conclusion, Hana, many students ask me. So beta, whatever you have written in the answer, that would be your conclusion. You can say that in conclusion, I can say that philosophy and educations are, they have a affinity with each other. They have a very closeness with each other. Okay. Education is the eye of the philosophy. Philosophy is the theoretical process. Okay. Education is the dynamic side of the philosophy. Okay, and you can explain the Rose definition also. Okay, whatever you have written above. Okay, okay, guys. If next questions come, define idealism, explain aims and objective in philosophy of education. Okay, questions can come of the pragmatism also. Hana, it is in your syllabus. Naturalism bhi aa sakta hai, it is in your syllabus. So here, ab dekho, see the third question. Define idealism, explain its aims and objective in philosophy of education. So basically, it is talking about the idealism, right? Means what is the idealism? What is the major facts of idealism? Like metaphysics, epistemology, and axiology. Now, I have explained in the previous lectures also. You have to explain about, all the three facts, your belief of the idealism. And number third is that you have to explain about the little bit, you can explain about the educational implication of idealism, but you have to give more focus upon aims and objectives, right? So along with that, you can define the aims of the objective. So examiner will come to know the person has got the idea of each and everything, right? Such type of questions you have to explain about the idealism, right? Give the name. Beta, if you give the name, give the definitions, actually you will get the good marks. Idealism में लिखो Plato is the father of the idealism, है ना? Supporters of idealism लिखो Kant है ना? Supporter of idealism, right? And Descartes also, Descartes has said that I think therefore I am, है ना? René Descartes, French philosopher हुआ था, है ना? He was a idealistic, right? So if such name you write the correct definitions, so definitely you will get that 10 out of a 10, right? Okay, next आ गया explain main features of a pragmatism. देखो isms में से you have got that 2 questions in a section 1. Isms में से. So how the ism is important? 4 isms है ना आपके, idealism, naturalism, pragmatism और realism. These are the very important. When you do the 4 isms and 4 educational thinkers, Mahatma Gandhi, Swami Vivekanand, Jiddu Krishna Murthy और Rabindranath Tagore, है ना? So at least you have come to know about the whole paper. So अब pragmatism आ गया. अब यहाँ पर कुछ बच्चे क्या करेंगे? Some students will explain the only features of a pragmatism. So guys, you will not get the 10 marks. So basically here, no doubt, you have to explain the features of pragmatism, but along with, you have to define about what is pragmatism basically. Who is the father of pragmatism? Charles Sanders is the father of the pragmatism. You have to talk about pragmatism is the philosophy, new philosophy. It talks about, it is a action philosophy, right? You can give, some name of, pragmatism. Okay. Heraclitus, he has said that he's a pragmatist. He has said that you cannot put the, twice in a, your leg in the water. Okay. So means sun is new every day. It was said by the Heraclitus. Okay. You give the name. Okay. You give the name of a Sophists. Sophists are the Greek teachers because this philosophy has come from that. Now they are the Greek teachers. You can talk about that. And in a pragmatism, beta, define about the major facts of pragmatism. Means metaphysics, epistemology, and axiology. And now what 3 things talks about the pragmatism, right? Again, along with that, explain in a little way, in a short way, about the educational implications of a pragmatism. One is the aim of education, one is method of teaching, and third is Neha ma'am, please stop कीजिए, है ना? Third is method of teaching and curriculum, right guys? So you can explain these 3 things also along with the features of pragmatism. Basically, what is a feature of pragmatism? It is talking about fundamental principles of pragmatism, right? So here you have to write pragmatism is an action philosophy. It talks about the action, right? Charles Sanders has given in the lecture how you have to make your ideas more clear. Okay, put your ideas into the action. The action will tell you what is the worthy of acceptance or rejection, right? So I have explained, beta, if you see my last videos, एक isms को मैंने explain किया पूरे videos के अंदर, हाँ? And I have given you the notes also. Okay, you can subscribe my channel and you can see from there also, right? So in a pragmatism, you have to write each and everything, right? Okay, then we move to the section B. Section B में, if it comes about, discuss the contributions of a Guru Nanak Dev Ji to educational philosophy. Okay, so sometimes this question comes, so many students are asking, so we have to talk about the life of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So guys, you have to write about the educational philosophy of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, nothing else. You don't have to talk about where he has born, what is the name of wife of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, okay, about their sons and others. You don't have to talk. You have to talk about the educational philosophy. And remember that educational philosophy, contribution, educational implication, it means 3 things. One is aims of education according to Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Second is method of teaching according to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, third is curriculum according to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, right? ये चीजें आपको explain करनी है गुरु नानक देव जी में. Done. Next 6th question. Describe educational aims recommended by Education Commission 1964-66. Right? So this question has come. So it is a very easy one, and clearly this question has come. So here we have to talk about the Education Commission, which was made on 1964-66. Right? Who was the chairman of this commission? Kothari. Right? Kothari Commission. Sometime it is talk about Kothari Commission. Explain the educational aims recommended by the Kothari Commission. So if question this comes, or if the questions comes Education Commission of 64-66, so you have to talk about why are these points. I have explained you already in the lectures, in the notes you will get it. 7th question. Elaborate significance of a modern values in education. Okay, if you attempt these questions, so you have to talk about the values. What is the values basically? Okay, why the value is necessary? What are the modern values? And what is the significance of a values in education? Right? Basically, our education, India's education is a value-oriented education. Okay, so you have to talk about the how the teacher. You can make the heading how the teacher inculcate the values among the students. Right? You can make the point and you can write that. Okay, teacher if comes in the class on the time, the student will automatically learn. Teacher is a role model for the student. Okay, teacher should encourage for the student for the value oriented things, that he should be take at least 5 minutes 10 minutes moral lectures every day in a school, in order to inculcate the values among students. How the student will get the values? Either student will get from the parents or get from the teachers, because 6-7 hours in the school. So you have to talk about the these all things. And the 8th question is explain the objectives principle of educational philosophy by Rabindranath Tagore. Again guys, I am telling 8th questions again usne kya bola, talks about objectives and principle, but you have to talk about educational philosophy, means 3 things. Okay, no doubt he has asked about the objective and principle, but you don't have to make a one heading objective and principle and finish your paper, finish your answer. Okay, you have to talk about Rabindranath Tagore, about the educational significance of implications of Rabindranath Tagore, means 3 things. Aims of education. What was aims of education according to Rabindranath Tagore? What was methods of teaching according to Rabindranath Tagore? And curriculum according to Rabindranath Tagore, right? Along with objectives and principles. Okay, so we don't go for the C sections, otherwise I can explain you C sections also, but I advise to all of you, because in a C section there are 10 questions, you have to attempt all the 10 questions, then it makes a 1 question. Okay, so why to go over there? So in a section or B may say 1A or B may say you will get the 8 questions, out of 8 we have to attempt 4, right guys? So some suggestions hai. Okay, you know about some suggestions. You have to visit the website daily. Okay, make your computer, laptop, mobile okay, right guys, with the internet pack. Check karo aapka internet pack pura hai, uska time period kya hai. Okay, power backup hai ki nahi hai. If on that time if electricity goes off, so then you should have a power backup, right? Take the printout of your answer sheet if not taken yet. Download the scanner, download a good scanners. Okay, practice karo, do practice with each other, do practice with the college. Some colleges have taken the dummy paper forehand, right? Do practice on the A4 sheet, scanning, making PDF file and sending on the mail, right? Visit the website daily for the new instructions, right guys? So best wishes to all for your exams, guys. So before finishing my lecture, I just want to show you the about your how your sheet would come and paper would come, right? Save it and see, this is your answer sheet, guys. This is your answer sheet. So more or less it is the same for all all the colleges. Okay, these are the column, more or less. So in a university roll number, you have to write university roll number. Okay, For example, 16982, you have to write 16982 numerical. Aage words mein you can write 1, ONE 1, 6, SI 6, 812, ऐसे भी लिख सकते हो, right? You don't have to write, suppose, okay, your roll number is 1000, okay? You don't have to write in words 1000, okay? You have to write 1000, right? Name of the student, okay, some has make this make of name of student, some not, okay, more or less it is the same. You have to write your name, class, B.Ed first semester, name of the paper, philosophical perspective in education, code of the paper I have talked, है ना, it was written on the question paper. फिर उसके बाद when you finish your exam, total number of pages you have to write, then sign of the student, and then date of exams, right? तो ये P1 P2 दिया ही हुआ सारे पेज नंबर. You have to write your signature, and last when you finish you have to give consent, right guys? और questions paper ऐसे ही आएगा. This is the last year questions paper, okay? See this, almost, okay? Philosophical perspective in education, huh? Kind of. I have opened, this is the last year question paper, okay? Okay, it would be in English medium and Punjabi medium, not in the Hindi medium, okay? English or Punjabi medium, right guys? So thank you so much guys for this lecture. If you have any problem, you can talk with me, you can discuss with me, you can comment on my videos, right guys? Which things you want to get. Thank you so much to all of you. Thank you guys.